your entrance music is like one of the best of all time, I feel, because when that organ starts playing and the fire breaks out and you
Yeah.
rise up, I mean, when you first heard that piece of music, what was going through your head, vibing to that song?
When I first heard it, I thought like, did they take that from Possum Kingdom? Because like, and nobody, I put a post up to earlier. Some people, like I'd say 70% of the people, I don't know if they're just being nice. They go, "Oh, I hear what you hear, Gangrel." The other 30 are going, "I hear absolutely nothing of what you're hearing." But they had asked me what kind of music did I picture coming out to, and I said, "Well, there's this cool song, Possum Kingdom. It's got some whispering and stuff." So I think they took from that and it came up with that music. But as soon as I heard it, I was like, it was, like, is that background masking? Is that whispering? Or what is that coming up? And it kind of gave me goosebumps too. I still get a rush every time it things. But imagine yourself under a stage in an elevator as you see flames light up fire, and you're looking up through this pit, and you're rising up through, I guess, hell or wherever I'm coming from, Gangrel, straight out of hell. I don't but you're rising up, and then the people are like, "What the heck?" And they get then after a while they knew who you were, and then that rush too was for forever they kept telling me you can't smile. I go, I'm not smiling. They go, yes. Every time you come down the ramp, you start smiling. I go, "I'm not." They go, yeah, you are. For almost 3 months, they tried to get me to stop smiling. Eventually, they just said forget about it because what would happen is I'd come up and that fire is so cool, the entrance is so cool, the music's rocking, and then the people get behind you, even though you're working, a heel bad guy. I started to come down the ramp and I'd hold it, but I get halfway down, like, this is great, and I'd start smiling. So after 3 months, they said, okay, man, you're a happy vampire that's mean.
I mean, to this day, people still talk about the Brood. Very instrumental in helping give guys like Edge and Christian their start. Their rise as far as characters go. I mean, that's got to feel good all these years later, and as well working with the Hardys, the new Brood later on. Uh, what was it like working with them in the early part of their career?
Uh, Edge is an amazing individual. He's a great guy. Anything you heard about him is, and believe it, that he's just like a really great individual. Simbodi could tell you that he grew up with him. It's funny enough. I think Nick grew up with him. Simbodi, him and Christian. Christian is Christian. Christian you see on AEW, that's Christian. That's him squawking away. But he's a great talent, great person too. But that's more his personality. But Edge is more of the like really sweet and the mama's boy. He loved his mom and his dog. He's just really that wholesome Canadian guy that he comes across like he is. So it's weird when he goes and he's more dark and he's going more brutish, like he's drawing from a place. But it's hard to see that because you just know how sweet he is and what a great guy. And Edge, he didn't need sure, the whole brood thing helped us all. But he didn't need it. I think they had him charted in to be a star. I think they knew he was going to be a star from day one when they signed him. They just didn't know how to start him, and it was just a perfect storm with me feuding him and then becoming the brood. It was great chemistry and it was an awesome time and it was great.
And you also got to be work with Undertaker as well, Ministry of Darkness. Any fond
Yeah,
memories of that time?
Uh, that was some strange times because sometimes if I go back to my background, I wanted to be a preacher stuff. I was always questioning, man, is it cool to be a vampire or not? Am I crossing some lines? So I'd always ask myself that. But then in the ministry, when they started sacrificing people and doing these things, you're like, whoa. But it was a really overall like cool visual, that everybody would come out on the stage and stand, and it, but I don't think it helped us so much. People do remember it if they were ministry fans, but I think the Brood thing was, me personally, I think it was better by itself, better by itself.